If I had words to make a day for you, restore to you the fortune that was taken from you. Andrew Jade, Andrew, did you know that when you called her Meadow Jade, were you thinking, I know you're thinking like Meadow from The Sopranos. I didn't know, it's really interesting though, because, Jade West, Our Lady of Victories, and the thing is, the Jade Stone is the Emperor's stone, okay? I practice Shinto. In Shinto, a Jade Stone it's not just it's not like other stones, okay? It's a stone that every single emperor passes on. And the oldest dynasty in the world, that stone has been there since 660 BC, okay? The oldest priesthood, oldest surviving monarchy passes a jade stone that they believe is so charged with Amaterasu, the sun divinity, who similar to the Statue of Liberty, she wears the crown of Apollo with the sun crown, just maybe different color. But the Statue of Liberty is also a jade color. But right here, the word, this is the character for Emperor and the character for Jade. They are almost identical, and that was not accidental, okay? Like, the Emperor is like the human personification of this sacred stone. And the actual, a lot of the most populated countries and the longest surviving dynasty in the world says, there's nothing, you can't put a price, really. Jade is priceless, okay? There's a price for gold. Jade is so much more than gold. And you know what? I believed that Meadow. I asked her about Jack Ruby because there's everybody involved in the John F. Kennedy assassination, okay? Which of course 2 of them died at Parkland, and then it's linked to Meadow, and I knew it because Jackie Lee Kennedy means Jackie Meadow, and John and Jack Kennedy, that means Jacob, and Leah was the meaning of Meadow, and I'm sure you've heard me say that before, but Jack Ruby, that's a precious, ruby is a red gemstone, okay? I always wanted to have a rosary that was like a jade stone and rubies, in honor of Meadow Jade and Jack Ruby, but Lee Harvey Oswald means Meadow, battle-worthy, divine power. And he was an Earth Rabbit, she was an Earth Rabbit, but her middle name, Jade, the Jade, that's just so amazing, because not only did you name her the meaning of the woman who's the personification of the moon. I mean, Leah means meadow, that's where the Levitical priesthood comes from, and that's where Moses and so many of the prophets come from. And I have a picture of Jade here next to Hirohito because on Christmas, Hirohito was turning spirits in Shrine to Yasukuni Shrine. He has a temple city, okay? He has they already have a Honden city for the sun goddess Amaterasu, but Meadow Jade has so much potential because it's not known to a lot of people, okay? It's known, I see something, Andrew. How many people have told you, Andrew, that you're the best Jewish writer that's living on this planet? You know why? My favorite Jewish author was Franz Werfel, okay? And you have so much in common with him. He wrote the Song of Bernadette, okay? And he did more service for the Blessed Virgin Mary than any Catholic priest or theologian, and he never became Catholic. He knew the Blessed Virgin Mary was saving him from the Nazis. It wasn't Jesus. And he knew that she was actually getting God to do what he didn't want to do, which was, she's constantly restraining the arm of God. But your book came out, Franz Werfel's birthday, your book about Meadow, okay? And I think about the apparition at Lourdes. For whatever reason, every time I start talking to Meadow, it's like it reminds me of the interaction between Bernadette and Our Lady of Lourdes. And Bernadette means bear, okay? In Russia, a mother bear fights to the death for her children. But you see, Bernadette was also she was also not very intelligent, and she behaved in ways that were kind of insane. So I can relate to Bernadette. She did not know her catechism. So the Catholics didn't like her. She couldn't learn like really basic catechism. So people thought must be a heretic, because not only does she not know her catechism or care about Catholic dogmas, now she's saying she's seeing the ghost of some beautiful lady that, Franz Werfel, it would have had to have been a Jewish author to write. He knew personally, had personal experiences with Bernadette and the Virgin Mary. I could tell. You can't tell watching the movie, but when you read his books, I mean, he'll even go into details about the sensations that she's feeling and the tips of her nipples when she's looking at the Virgin Mary, and you realize that's like almost the equivalent of a guy, getting an erection, but it's a girl looking at the Blessed Virgin Mary at Lourdes. And so it's like, it's funny that the Catholics never picked up on the fact that does not sound heterosexual, but anyhow, it's different when it's a female. It was a very innocent thing. It wasn't like nowadays. I mean, Bernadette, when people met her, they said she was like a bundle of innocence, to the point she was so naive. And so, and another thing, Bernadette lived in a prison. Okay, she was so poor that she was favored for her poverty. Kind of the same. I don't know whether you believe in Jesus, whatever. I mean, but there's that similar concept too. If he became the most popular person and successful man in so many ways, and yet he was born in a barn with animals, and that was really kind of a similar thing with Saint Bernadette. I mean, she was living in a prison that was so bad that they had to move the prisoners out and just leave it abandoned. And and she was very poor, and she was the one chosen to do some very strange things, but work one of the most amazing miracles. The Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes is actually the national day of Japan. When Emperor Jimmu received his crown as the first emperor of the oldest surviving dynasty, and when he received the jade stone and the circular mirror that Amaterasu looked into that got haunted, that was the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes, February 11th. Another thing that was revealed to me privately, and this was like by Franz Werfel, I believe, it told me that the Virgin Mary did not tell Bernadette, I am the Virgin Mary. She said, I am the Immaculate Conception, which actually that was totally not anything close to any doctrine any of the church ever taught about the Immaculate Conception, okay? Because the Immaculate Conception was never a human being. The Immaculate Conception would have had to have been like, a grace that a person can become the fruit of the Immaculate Conception through a grace that is washing away the original sin, decreasing the likelihood of them not doing what God is calling them to do, because he has a special plan for them, okay? And Mary really wanted an M on the back. She asked for this medal of the Immaculate Conception to have 2 hearts. I don't know where I put them. I bought 2 golden hearts for in honor of Meadow Jade, and her the key to her heart is Sydney. And I don't know, dude. I honestly think there's like medals of. They're not called medals of the Immaculate Conception. It's like a meadow, like a meadow. It's like a clearing of land, a place that is safe, where everybody can go and everybody is safe, because Mother Grizzly Bear Bernadette. Bernadette was also the name of the Swedish guy that was assigned to Israel. That's Israelis actually assassinated him for whatever reason. But anyway, the Bernadette Bear, Mother Bear. If we had a place where God was. If Meadow Jade was God, what do you think would have happened at Parkland? She used herself as a shield. She would have used all of her potential enough. She would have saved all those people if Meadow was God.